Happy Monday, YouTube. I hope you guys are having a great start to your week. But I wanted to drop this video to try to motivate you guys. If you're watching this for the first time, you're learning about final expense, you're going to want to watch this. Because I want to talk about commissions. Final expense sales commissions. And I want to start off by sharing my story. For 18 years, I've sold final expense. And over all these years, I have never sold no other type of insurance policies, just final expense. I'm not knocking it. I think it's a great idea to offer other products. But for me, I put on the blinders on years ago, and I always placed final expense. But why? Why is it that I still do it 100%? I train others on to do it 100%, and you never really hear me talking about other products. Why? Well, when I started selling insurance, I worked for a company that was, focused on the union workers. Great company. I had great sales with them, but I was only there for about 3 months. But let me explain to you how I got paid. Every week, whatever sales I made, I would put them all together, submit them once a week, and then a week later, I would see some paycheck, some commission from the policies that were issued. Many times, the amount of applications I submitted and what was issued was two totally different numbers. After 3 months of being at that company, I moved into final expense, 100%. That first week, with final expense exclusively, I started on a Monday, and by Friday, I had a $2,000 check that was overnighted to me by the insurance company. $2,000. Right then and there, I knew that this was going to be my ticket. I knew that I was going to sell this for a long time, or at least until it ended. Because I'll tell you what, there was many times that I felt like this business is going to end because the money was good. But how does it break down? Well, one carrier, their payment cycle took about 2 weeks to get paid. And the other one, the one that focused on final expense, I would get paid within 48 hours of that policy being issued. 48 hours. That right there to me was a game changer because I already knew how to sell one time. I could sell it twice. I could sell it again. And from there was nothing holding me back. It was just a matter of talking to a lot more people in order to make my presentations. But today I want to talk to you guys about commissions. So if you got your calculator, I want you to follow along with me. Why this has always been one of my favorite products to sell. One, it's easy to place, simplified underwriting, so most of the people that you talk to are going to qualify. Over 90% of people are going to qualify. So if they qualify and you can close them. Second, 83% of Americans that have purchased life insurance, they said they purchased it to cover final expenses or burial costs. So the demand of it has always been high and is going to keep getting high. So check this out. On average, for me and my agency, our average policy is around $50. So when it's all said and done, $50 per month per policy, okay? $50. So go ahead and punch that in. So how do you get paid? Well, let's say you're on the telephone right now. You make a presentation and you close that person right over the telephone for $50. You spend 3-4 days with me. You're joining in on our sales meeting. So your skill set is getting better and better and better to where you're at a 20% conversion ratio. So I show you how to make one sale. What does that mean? So go ahead and take the $50 again, 50. Multiply that times 12 months. So that's 600. So what that means is that the insurance company pays commission and they provide an advance, meaning that $50 that they're going to pay every month, the insurance company is going to factor it times 12 months. And in a perfect world, those 12 months, the customer's going to pay every single month, no question. Well, we know there's not a perfect world, but for commission purposes, the insurance company is betting that that policy is going to pay for 12 months. And because they're making that bet, they give us an advance based on that bet. So if you take $50 times 12, that's $600 a year that the customer is going to end up paying the insurance company. So let's say, for example, your first month out, you start on a 60% contract. 60 is low comp. But let's go ahead and say you're on a 60. Go ahead and multiply that 600 times 60%. That's $360 is your first year compensation. So if the customer pays every single month those $50 and doesn't fall off the books, the company is going to pay you $360 for those 12 months, and that's your first year commission. One application at $50, that's $360 commission. Now, most insurance companies have an advance system, whether they pay you 50% advance or 75% advance. With our carriers, everything except for guaranteed issue does a 75% advance. So out of those 360, the moment in time it issues, so if I write it today and it issues tomorrow, okay, within 24, 48 hours, the insurance company, in good faith, is going to advance you 75% of that 360. 75%. That's $270. That will be in your bank account within the next 48 hours. Now that's one policy. And I train agents to sell one a day. Because if they do one a day, that's close to $100,000 in first year compensation at a 60%. So 360 times, let's say 20 apps a month, that's 7,200. Multiplied times 12, that's $86,000 first year gross revenue if you were selling one policy a day. One. Forget about trying to recruit people. Forget about being a multi-level marketing insurance agent. Focus on your sales. If the average policy is $50, if you're on a 60% contract and you're selling one a day, Monday through Friday, that puts you at close to $90,000 in annualized premium. Simple. The cash flow cycles are within 24 to 48 hours. So, as you're sitting here on a Monday, you're wondering, man, should I really be in this game? Ask yourself where your skills at. Ask yourself if you're putting in the time. Because even at a 60% contract, if you're committed to your sales, you're going to make a six-figure income if you're pushing. Obviously, if you get a little bit more compensation, it's going to help you make more money. But there's one thing that's not going to change, and that's activity. I tell agents all the time, look, if I've already trained you, you already know how to make a sale, what's holding you back? Well, a lot of the times the agent is holding himself back because he doesn't want to put in the work. He's lazy. And that's the biggest mistake you're going to make as an agent. You go into it one week, You put in the energy, you get discouraged because you're comparing yourself to others. Then the second week, you don't put in enough energy. The third week, you don't do that. The fourth week, you're off to another opportunity. Why? Because you're looking for ways to get out of working, and that's never, ever, ever going to work. So if you're watching this, I hope the math made sense. This business, the reason I've stayed in it all these years is because the cash flows were short, the underwriting was easy, and I could sell a lot of it in a short amount of time. Other products, you got to be more educated, you got to have a lot of certifications, and there's so much complications behind it that it's harder to make money. Final expense is one of those policies that you can do a lot of it every single week. You just got to commit to it. So whether you're new, are you committed? Are you putting in the activity? Today's Monday, or are you dreading the week? Or are you looking for an easy way out? Selling and closing are two different things. And unfortunately, a lot of you guys are just salespeople because you don't know how to close nothing. So again, if you write one application a day, Monday through Friday, that's going to put you at that $100,000 mark. If you do two, over 200, three, 300,000. Not to mention the residuals that you'll earn off that. Typically about 5%. So once that first year of compensation is paid to you, from that point forward, every single month, you're going to see a little thank you check for every one of those policies that you wrote. Big deal. You got to go into this with the long-term thinking. You got to go into it with the thought process that you have to work every day. And eventually, if you break it down in 5-year increments, you're going to thank yourself for doing it. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So with that said, focus on your app count this week. Where's your next application coming from? If you don't know, call me. I'll bury you in leads. I'll train you and I'll show you what I'm doing. But if you know, but you're refusing to put in the work because you're getting paralysis from over analysis, it's going to be your loss and you'll be a statistic. Peace.